Hey friends, Jonathan Neal Fitness here, and today I wanted to share with you a little bit of nutrition advice. As you all know, those of you that have been following me, is that I've been doing intermittent fasting at a 16 to 8 ratio. So I've been doing this 16 hours of not eating and then following that up by just basically cramming all of my eating into those 8 hours. So far I've really liked it, I've really enjoyed it, but the thing I wanted to share with you all today is the recipe, or basically how I put together that first bit of nutrition that I get when I actually break that fast. So from 10 o'clock at night to 2 p.m. the next day, I don't eat any calories, I don't take in any calories at all. Now, what I've seen and what I've heard and from the research that I've done, the most important thing really about the fast is to not eat those calories and then really to follow it up, that meal, that bit of nutrition you get right as you actually break the fast is the most crucial step, really. So that's what I really focused on. And this whole plan, I really didn't want to change my diet too much because I wanted to test out and see how the fasting alone did. But this is a really key component. So I wanted to share with you guys what it is that I use to break my fast and why I do that. So for me, the main goal that I have is really to get the cognitive function. Again, as I mentioned in a previous video, I'm not really trying to lose weight, but I am trying to get some of those other benefits out of fasting. Now, one of the things that I want to be doing, of course, is I'd actually like to be gaining a little bit of muscle. I'd like to be getting a little bit stronger. So that's what I'm basing, that's the context that I'm basing this off of, is someone who wants to not necessarily lose a lot of weight, but wants to build or maintain at least their muscle mass. So this is what I use. I basically make a smoothie. I basically make a shake out of a few simple ingredients. And one of them is, of course, our good friend, the banana. Get some organic bananas here. And I just use one banana, mostly just to give a quick source of sugar, of carbohydrates. You get some nice fructose in there with the banana. And that can give you a nice insulin spike, which is something you definitely want, especially if you've done a workout right before you have this shake. And that's usually what I try to do. I try to do some activity, some kind of workout, whether it's surfing or the gym or whatever, right before, and then this shake is designed as a kind of recovery shake as well as a break fast. So I want the banana in there because I want some good fruit. I want some good sugar, some quick carbs to digest. Now that being said, the banana is a really good source of the sugar, but really there's a lot of fruits that give you better benefit as far as antioxidants and phytonutrients. So a lot of times I'll also throw in there, I really like these wild boreal blueberries I get from Trader Joe's. And then I'll throw in some other fruits. I mean, I got some pineapple here as well. Sometimes I'll do mango, sometimes I'll do strawberry, but just to really get a little bit more variety of fruit and of those nutrients. Now, that being said, I don't necessarily put a lot of that in there because, again, we want some sugar, we want some carbs, but really the real thing that we're trying to get, and the real most important element, of course, is going to be some lean protein. So personally, for this shake, for the break fast shake, I don't really like to use whey or dairy. I want this to be just really high nutrition, and I just really prefer for this, it feels better to me, really, to use a non-dairy protein powder. So what I use right now, what I'm using is this Sun Warrior Protein Warrior blend right here. I use the chocolate because I love chocolate, but there's several different flavors. And I'm not affiliated with this company at all. I just like it because it's got a really good amino acid profile, really lean protein, not a lot of fat, and I really don't want to have a lot of fat in this particular meal because as I'm breaking the fast, I really just want a lot of sugar, a lot of carbs, and a good amount of protein. So I use this. It also has some other good stuff in it. So I really like that it's more than just the protein. You get the protein you need, but you get a little bit of extra nutrition as well. And again, right when you're breaking the fast, extra absorbent, so it's a good time to get that. Now, although I said I don't like to add a lot of fat to this, one of the things that I do add is I will add just a little tiny bit of organic flax oil here, which I also got at Trader Joe's. And the reason I do that is because those omega-3s, especially again right after a workout, can be really helpful for workout recovery, protein synthesis. They spike, there's a lot of things we can get into the science of, but just something that I've researched and I've found is really helpful. So, but again, just a small amount of that, because the thing that we don't really want is to have a big spike in insulin, have a lot of fat in the shake. or in that first meal. If we're going to do the carbs, we don't really want a lot of fat because we don't want the carbs opening up those cells and then depositing the fat in them. So I try to stick to pretty much just those sugars, the bananas, the fruits, a little bit of carbohydrates, and the protein. But again, that little bit of omega-3 has been shown to actually be pretty helpful in that. So that's it. I mean, I basically just take all those things, throw it in a blender with some water. I use good water, reverse osmosis. If you can get some good alkaline water, if you can add some minerals to that water, some trace minerals, even better. But really, it's just keep it simple. We want some water, we want some fruit for the quick sugar, we want a lean protein, and then especially if you're working out right before, having that little bit of omega-3 in there can really be helpful. So again, you can modify with any kind of sugar, any kind of fruit that you want. But this is the way I like to do it. I find the banana really helps just to make it sweet and make it taste good too. So that's my recipe. That's what I use to break my fast. If you have a different idea, if you have other things that you use, you can feel free to comment about them down below and share that and the reasons why you like to use that. But other than that, this has been Jonathan Neal Fitness. I hope you can find this little bit of nutrition advice to be helpful, and I will see you next time.